Welcome to the Impact Business Show. I'm your host, Annalise Warren, a marketing agency CEO, business strategist, digital marketing mentor, wife, and mama of 4 little ones. Stay tuned for conversations with successful, purpose-driven business leaders, as well as practical marketing strategies that you can action right away. We are here to help you master your marketing, build your business, and change the world. So let's get into it. Hello, welcome back. Now, today we are talking about audience to traffic strategies. And before we dive in, I want to talk about why this is important. What I'm talking about here is driving traffic to your website from your social media platforms. So we're going to talk about why it is important. Then we're going to go through the 4 key things that are going to help you improve this percentage. So if what you're doing at the moment isn't working, if you incorporate these 4 key elements, then you should start to see an increase in the percentage or the amount of people going to your website once you have implemented them. And then we're going to go through 11 ideas and strategies that you can use and things that you can put on your website to help drive traffic there that is going to inspire people to go there, give them something that they want so that they will go to your website. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's dive into why this is important. Why do we need to be thinking about driving traffic to our website? Why do we need to be thinking about driving our audience to our website? The main reason is that you want to be that when we're on social media, we are on borrowed ground. We don't own that platform. We can be kicked off at the flip of a switch. We don't have control of who sees what on social media. And if we are building an audience there and something happens, then we lose everything and we don't own any of it. We have no email addresses, we have no names, we have no phone numbers. So we need to protect our business by having our own audience, which is your email list or your text message list, or you need to be, if we have them filtered through our website, we can also pixel them with a Facebook ad pixel, which will help to put those in a separate audience so that we know we can drive different ads to people who've already been to our website than we would to people who have never been to our website before. So we have to be thinking about driving traffic, because if we are selling something, which, you're listening to a business podcast, most of you have a business or want a business, you are selling something, you are not going to be selling it most likely off social media. You are going to be selling it from your website. That is your home. That is your front door on the internet. It is your 24/7 salesperson. This is where we need to be driving people to, because the social media side is like the playground, right? That we don't own, and the website is our home. So that's where we need to be bringing people closer to us so that they're moving closer to saying yes to our product or service. So that's why it's really important that we drive traffic, that we utilize our social media presence to gain awareness of who we are, and then we move that audience from social media take them back home so that they are getting to know us. We're building a relationship. They're spending more time with us. They get to know us more, and they're closer to wanting to work with us. Now, what are the 4 keys that are going to help us do that more? Well, number 1, we need a fantastic headline that creates curiosity and teases the content. So here's where I see a lot of mistakes. People will tell you what you are going to find when you get there. But what we need to try and do, instead of telling them the solution, instead of telling them the punchline and pointing over there, we want to kind of try and tease it. So we can talk about point A, where they are, and point B, where they want to be. And we can then utilize that and tease them create that spark, that curiosity about what they're actually really going to learn when they get there. So we're not lying, we're not, doing anything untoward. What we're doing is just giving them a little bit of a snippet, a little bit of a feeling, so that we've got a really amazing headline that is going to spark curiosity and get them to click and go there. Because if we are telling them the punchline on social media, they're not going to have the incentive to go and check it out. They're not going to have that curiosity that is emotive enough to move them from what they're doing, which is, scrolling fashion and photos of their niece and food and, whatever it is that they're doing online. We are wanting them to stop doing that and go somewhere else. And in order to do that, we need to create a big enough reason to do so. And so we need a fantastic headline that's going to tease the content of what they're going to get when they get there. All right. That's key number one that we should always be including whenever we want people to move somewhere else or to do something. Number two is we have to make it easy for them. How do we make it easy for them? We need to make sure we are saying, click the link in the bio or whatever, wherever it is, whatever that is for you. It depends on the platform we're talking about here. On LinkedIn, your link should be in the first comment. On Facebook, it can be right there in the post there. On Instagram, you want it in your bio. So it depends where you are as to where you are pointing people to, but make it easy. Don't make them hunt around for it. Don't, hide it right down the bottom somewhere. Make it super obvious where you want them to go. Make it easy. Again, we are so easily distracted. Even in the amount of time that it takes someone to move out of your post and go up to your bio and click on that link, then they might be distracted by other things in your feed. They might be, if you have a link tree, you have multiple links in your bio link, they might then get distracted by more of those. So making sure that if you do have a link tree, that you're not putting 50,000 links in there or even 10, just put maybe the top 3 to 5 links that you really want people to know about. Don't put every single thing under the sun. Make it easy for people. Make sure it's super obvious where you want them to go, what you want them to do. That's key number 2. Key number 3 is tell them more than once. Now, here is where a lot of people don't take that next step. But again, there's so much going on in our minds where we're absorbing so much information from all areas. Like we're bombarded with information from all angles that we really have to, the first time we hear it, we're still kind of computing and we're taking more information in. And so we're not going to do the thing the first time, most likely. So think now about like back in the day when infomercials were more of a thing. And there was, the steak knife salesman who was going, this is the number, this is the number, this is the deal, call the number, this is the deal. And you'll get this and one more and blah, blah, blah. This is the number. So you need to channel him just a little bit without being super, super spammy about it. But remember, we need to tell them more than once. So put it at the start of the post, put it in the middle of the post, put it at the end of the post. It's fine. People aren't going to freak out and unfollow you. They're just going to go, they want me to click the link. I'm still interested. They want me to click the link. I'm still interested. There's the link. Perfect. So don't feel bad for putting it more than once, for asking more than once. It is going to help increase your conversion rates if you tell them more than once. All right, key number 4, tell them how they will benefit. People only care, we as humans, we care about what is in it for us. And again, we're trying to move them. We're going to try to get them to stop doing what they were doing, stop scrolling, lazing around, just like absorbing information really mindlessly. Now we're asking them to take an action. We're trying to get something that isn't really moving and get it to take action. That's a big effort. So you need to tell them what's in it for them. How are you going to make their life better or easier? What are they going to learn? How are they going to benefit? We have to be really specific in what we're talking about, and not only, tease the content, but tell them how they are going to benefit, why they should do it, what's the purpose, what are they going to get out of it. We need to make that super, super explicit every time. We need to make it really, really obvious about what they're going to get out of that transaction. So let's run through it again. The 4 keys. We need to have a fantastic headline that teases the content. So we're talking about where they are, potentially. We're talking about where they want to be, definitely. We're talking about those 2 things, and we're teasing the bridge. What's that bridge to get there? We're not telling them what it is. We're not blowing the punchline. We are just creating an amazing headline that sparks curiosity, that teases the content that's to come. The headline is the carrot, right? We need a good carrot. Number 2, make it easy for them, make it really simple, put the link where they're going to find it, don't hide it, make it easy. And key number 3, tell them more than once. Repeat, repeat, repeat. We need to tell them more than once for it to soak in. It's going to help you. Number 4, tell them how they're going to benefit. Why should they do it? What is in it for them? How is their life going to be better or easier? How are they going to save time or money from learning this thing? Why should they do it? What's in it for them? They are the 4 keys that I promise you, if you implement them, then you will see an increase in your traffic more than you did before when you weren't doing those things. They're the 4 keys. Nice and simple, right? Now, let's go through the ideas of what that content could be. What are you sending them to, right? Some people find this part the tricky part. I don't know what to be creating or what to be talking about. So let's chat about different things that we can use at the end of the rainbow. What are the things we're pointing people towards? I've got 11 ideas for you. I'm sure that you will think of many, many more and different variations of these things. So just pick the ones that are right for you, or use it to spark your own ideas and take it from there. Number 1, your main content should be on your website. So for me, my main content is this show, Impact Business Show. This is my main piece of content. It's out every week. It is the bulkiest piece of content that I have. It is on YouTube and it is on podcast platforms, but it is also on my website. And when I am pointing people to where I want them to go, when I'm on social media to find it out, I'm pointing them back to my website. So your main content, whether that's a podcast or a YouTube video or your blog, whatever your main piece of content is, and if you've been listening to me for a while, you know that I recommend that you do have a main piece of content that you put out every week, ideally. That should live on your website. All right. From there, tip number 2, idea number 2 is to have quick tips on your website. So every week I put out a quick tip video. If you do something similar, or you want to do something similar, or even if it's a quick tip blog post, host it on your website, because that is where people are going to look for you. That is where they are going to absorb your information. This is the place that you should have all of your resources there, and as like a resource bank. So if you can have quick tips, that is a great thing, an easy thing to do to pop on your website. Now, number 3, a video series. So if you teach some sort of process, some step-by-step formula or a technique, you can create a series of little videos detailing each step. So I've seen this done with a sales sequence with, the 5 steps to, I think it was overcoming sales objections. And this was done as little, each step, each key point was one separate video, and that was housed on the website, so that to get access to that, people have to go to the website to view it. So remember, they're getting pixeled so that they're in that your special audience for Facebook or Instagram ads if you want to run those later. And they are going there and they can check out other things from there. They're just surrounded just by you. They're not distracted by notifications and all of that. They're hanging out over there. So a video series is another one. the number 4, if I can remember my numbers, a Q&A. So you can do a Q&A, like an interview style with yourself, and people submit questions to you, or you can interview someone prominent in your industry and you can have that on there. You can so a Q&A can be a great way of inspiring people to go to your website, and then you're providing them with some really great information that they're not going to get somewhere else. So some sort of Q&A. Think about how maybe you can apply that. You can put your freebies, any freebies that you offer, on your website. So any sort of free PDF download, like a checklist or a workbook, anything like that, host it on your website rather than send it to an email, like to them by email. You can do that as well if you want to, but host it on your website, and then you're driving that traffic. From there, they can register for an event. If you are running an event, pop that registration form on your website. Another great reason for driving traffic to your website that we didn't talk about is that it's going to help your SEO, your search engine optimization. If more people go to your website and they are spending time there, then you're telling Google that your website is a valuable resource for people. And so they're going to prioritize you more than someone else who doesn't have the amount of traffic, who doesn't have the amount of time spent on their website. So anytime you can point people to your website, it's a good deal. It's a good thing to do. So if you're going to host an event or something like that, have the registration form on your website. Now, another great reason to do this at the moment with all of the iOS 14 changes with Facebook and Apple, that is because you need to, with Facebook ads, you need to be able to verify your domain. So anywhere you're sending people from Facebook with Facebook ads needs to be your domain. So if you're doing a registration for an event, pop the details on your website. Next one, interview with a superstar. So yes, you can do the Q&A style, but you can also do more of a conversational interview. If you listen to this show, you will see that my interviews are not really Q&A totally. They are more conversational based, and I just follow my line of curiosity, and voila, we have an interview. Next, your story. You can put your own personal story on your website. Now, this is a great one because, yes, we can have little snippets of this on social media, but if you want to go deeper, if you work in the area of transformation and you have guided yourself, or you yourself have experienced this transformation, then just a post on social media may not cut it. You may really need to dive in deep here. And so having your story on your website is the perfect place for it. And people are curious. So again, you can tease this in little snippets and then say, for more, if you want to learn more, you want to hear the full story, go over to my website and you can have your story there. Next is new images or a photo gallery. So if you are any type of visual business, or you have some sort of visual component to your business, you can have new photographs there or a photo gallery. This might be new product. This might be before and afters. This might be anything that you can think of where you have new images. Even if you just update your branding, you can get people excited about the changes that you've made there and point them back there to view those. The next one is a case study. Now, this is used a lot of the time in B2B, so business to businesses. And a case study is going to talk about the problem that your client had, what you implemented, and then the end result for that. And that's what you want to be specifying in a case study. And it is just an outline of the results that you helped them achieve. So for example, in our marketing agency, a lot of our property development builders do this, where they have taken someone's money for a build, and they have knocked down one house, built 3, and then got them some crazy 20% return on investment. And for people who are looking at spending that, it's a significant investment. It's it's probably around about 1 million-ish 1.5 million to do something like that. And so when you're spending that kind of money, you want to know that it's in good hands. And if they have case studies, then you are going to have a bit more social proof. So this is more than just a testimonial. This is a story about exactly how you implemented things. So especially for high value projects, this is a great one to have on your website. The last one we're going to talk about today is a portfolio. And this is, you could be your portfolio if you are a trade or that kind of business. It could be your portfolio if you're an artist, if you are a photographer, if you're a designer, if you are so many different things, but your portfolio of work, your body of work, even if you're a marketer, if you're a VA, your body of work can be on your website, and you can be using that as the carrot to be driving people towards, who are looking for someone who's reputable, so that they know the kind of work that you do. And they can either opt in or out. They know, say, yes, that's what I'm looking for, or no, that's not. So they are 11 different ideas of things that you can host on your website that you can point people towards in a bid to drive traffic from social media, all the way to your website, to help move them down the buy journey, build that relationship, nurture them a little bit more, hopefully grab their email address or their SMS number, and help to really establish that more long-term relationship with you, your business, your brand. So I hope that gave you some ideas for the 4 things that you can be putting into all of your content, all of your posts, to help you increase your percentage of driving traffic. And then you can take some of those ideas, twist them around, use them for inspiration, copy them directly. I don't care. Use those things as things that you can have on your website to help drive traffic. So I would love to hear what you are doing. I'd love to hear how this helps you. If you implement the 4 keys and you see a result, let me know. I love hearing success stories. I love hearing your stories. So hunt me down on social media and let me know. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day, week, whatever it is when you're listening to this, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Impact Business Show. 2 things you should know before you go. First, come and join the party. I'm live with free marketing training in the Social Marketing Method Facebook group every single week. That's where you can ask questions and get the answers you need to simplify your strategy and amplify your income. Go to annalisewarn.com/group to join and come and network with an incredible community of like-minded business owners. Now, second, if you have got any value from this episode, please rate, review, and subscribe, and share it out on your socials. Your support helps us reach more purpose-driven entrepreneurs and increase our impact in the world. Thank you, and I will see you next week. Bye.